We have already talked about the setting and plot of the novel Sons and Lovers. And now, in today's video, we'll discuss about the title of the novel. I've told you earlier that initially this novel was titled as Paul Morrel after the name of the central character. But later Lawrence titled it as Sons and Lovers. Here in the novel, sons and lovers are not different people, but the sons substitutes their father. Gertrude Morrel is disillusioned with her husband and accepts two of her sons as lovers, one after the other. The sons themselves, when they grow up, become the lovers of their mother. As we have already discussed the married life of the Morrels, they were not happy in their marriage, as Walter Morrel was a miner with crude, disagreeable manners, whereas Gertrude takes pride in being considered intellectual and likes to hold discussions on religion, literature, philosophy, or politics with educated people. Walter is unable to understand all these intellectual intricacies and fails to appreciate. Mrs. Morrel wants to mold Walter's personality according to her wishes and in the process destroys it completely. After William's birth, the relation between the two degenerate. Walter takes to drinking heavily and becomes ill tempered. Gertrude also fails to realize that to a great extent she herself is responsible for his disintegration. She looks down upon him herself and passes on this aversion even to her children. As William grows up, Walter is gradually rejected and Gertrude seeks emotional fulfillment in William, her elder son. William also responds to her. Uh, there is an example like once he buys at a fair two egg cups with moss roses on them and brings them to her almost like a lover. On another occasion, he wins a prize at school, and when he brings it home to his mother, she receives it like a queen. William is a handsome boy, and a number of girls call at his house to meet him. But Mrs. Morrel is jealous of these visits. She dislikes his girlfriends. She is also jealous of Jip and vehemently criticizes her manners when Williams brings her home for a short visit from London. William is torn between his attachment to his mother and his love for Zip. He suffers from an acute mental and emotional conflict and ultimately dies from it. After William's death, his place is taken by the second son, Paul. Once, when Paul falls seriously ill and Mrs. Morrel nurses him back to health, they realize each other. And after this, whatever Paul does, he does for his mother. Mrs. Morrel becomes his confidant, and she too waits for his coming home in the evening and unburdens herself of all that she has pondered over or all that has occurred to her during the day. And in this way, the two share lives. They are emotionally dependent on each other like two lovers. The fact fact that Paul treats his mother almost like a lover is clear from his relationship with his father and with Miriam, his friend. Uh, he looks upon his father as his rival, and there develops a feeling of hatred and hostility between the two. Paul fails in his relationship with Miriam also, mainly because of his love for his mother, because the mother pull in him is so strong that he can never give himself freely to Miriam. He instinctively dislikes even a touch from Miriam. On the other hand, once he kisses his mother on the forehead, and his hand lingers on her shoulder after the kiss, and he forgets Miriam. So, all these facts uh, portrays or say exhibits that it is true that Mrs. Morel accepts her sons as her lovers, and this justifies the title of the novel Sons and Lovers, because sons takes the place of a lover, or they become they are like husband substitutes uh, for Mrs. Morel or Gertrude, their mother. So, in this way, the title is very apt and suitable to the novel. That's all for today. Thank you.